Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And today I have a doozy for you guys. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Alright guys, I'm going to talk about David Asprey. Yeah, that's a good way to pronounce it, Asprey. Alright, he is, for those who don't know, the inventor of Bulletproof coffee. Which is bad enough concept, but yeah, he is now advocating injecting your own urine. And it's actually worse than it sounds like. In his article on it, he says it's exactly like it sounds. No, it actually turns out it's actually worse than that. It's actually worse than it sounds. It's actually more dangerous than just injecting your own urine. But we'll get to that in a minute. So you got to wonder with this guy. This is the sort of nonsense we really need to call out, because this is a guy who already proposed something so ludicrous and successfully marketed something so ludicrous that he probably realized, hey, you know what? My followers and my customers are actually brain dead morons. I wonder how I can possibly one-up this. It's like, hold my beer. Because he already did Bulletproof coffee. And for those not familiar with it, Bulletproof coffee, the original concept was you take your coffee, and this is for people doing ketogenic diets, and you put like 500 calories of butter in your coffee and drink it. Put 500 calories of coffee in your butter and drink it. And this is supposed to help facilitate fat loss. Well, everyone who knows this stuff and actually has studied ketogenic diets knows they work through calories in, calories out. Fat is actually fairly low satiety. It's the fact that ketogenic diets make it difficult to consume more calories over time. They actually have a mild nausea effect. And due to limited food selection and no high, what's the term we're looking for? Hyperpalatable foods. There's a complete lack of hyperpalatable foods on a ketogenic diet unless you try to make them yourself. Oh, can I make ketogenic cake? Can I make ketogenic brownies? Yes, that's what totally ruins these diets, by the way. So instead of doing that and saying, yeah, just eat, meat and vegetables and eggs and drink water. It's just usually how the people who successfully pull these diets off do it, who continue to lose body fat indefinitely for years on end. That's how they do it. When you start adding this other stuff, it becomes a problem. But that's what he did. He's like, so let me see. I'm going to convince people that adding a bunch of liquid fat to your diet first thing in the morning so that it's the lowest satiety possible is going to help them lose fat. This is totally going to work instead of, hey, eat some eggs. We're going to drink butter. Drink hot butter so that it goes through you faster. Gets in your system quick. Gets that fast gastric emptying because we got it already warmed up and liquefied. And, 500 calories of mostly saturated fat first thing in the morning. And keep in mind, guys, he's like, yeah, well, I'm going to convince people. I'm going to convince these morons that this is healthy. 500 calories of butter? 500 calories of butter is probably at the absolute limit. I would need to do the math, but we're talking about, what, 40, 50 grams? Over 50 grams of fat. Most over half of it's saturated fat. So 500 calories of butter probably has at least close to or above the maximum saturated fat that registered dietitians say that's safe for you to consume in a day. Right? That's right there in your morning coffee. Right? And he convinced people this is healthy, and he's kind of like, my followers are so stupid, I don't really know if I can come up with something even more stupid than this. What can I possibly come up with? Well, I'm already selling them the fat water, and it's like, I got it. I'm going to have them inject their own urine. Now, people who are like, well, where's the link? Where's the link to this? Guys, I'm not linking it, and there's a reason I'm not going to link it. What he advises is so stupid and moronic and dangerous that I'm scared that me linking it, even saying don't do it, the link itself might actually be ruled a violation of YouTube's policy because it's that stupid that someone might look at that and go, this guy's linking some really dangerous crap. So I'm not going to link it for you guys. If you want to find it, you're going to have to go find it yourself. But you're like, okay, I mean, how bad could it be? Okay, injecting your own urine, that's pretty stupid, right? That's pretty stupid. But it doesn't end there. He's not just telling you to pee in a cup and inject it. No. The guy's like, no, this is to help with your allergies. And I've tried it. I've done it myself. So he self-experimented on himself injecting his own urine. This is really someone people want to take advice from? Even worse. is to help with allergies. So how do you think it helps with allergies? Well, you have to get a bunch of antibodies, antigens against your allergies personally that your body creates so that you can inject them. All right, so people are going, well, wait a minute. How are you going to produce those without exposing yourself to what you're allergic to? Well, that's exactly what he's having people do. That's exactly it. Now, he warns, if you have any allergies that lead to anaphylaxis, don't try this because it'll probably kill you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So if you were to do his advice with a food that you actually get an anaphylactic reaction to, which is an extreme allergic reaction, his advice could actually kill you right there the same day that you do it. Okay? But at least he warned you about that. Don't do it if that's the case, because you'll die. All right, so what he has you do is mix all the foods that you're allergic to together into like a muffin and eat it. So you're essentially taking everything that you know you might have an allergy to, go finding out what it is, mixing it all together, and then you're going to eat everything that you're allergic to in one go. Okay. For those unaware of this, you don't build a tolerance to foods that you're allergic to or substances that you're allergic to. Exposure, you don't build a tolerance and get less over time. The more you're exposed to it, the worse it gets. So in other words, each consecutive time that you're exposed to something you're allergic to, over time your reactions get worse to it. Okay? They get worse to it. You don't improve. It's not like a poison to where you might build a tolerance up. You don't build a tolerance. It gets worse over time. Repeat exposure to something that you're allergic to can make you have a more dangerous reaction eventually. You could have several very mild reactions, so you might not get that anaphylaxis. You might be allergic to almonds. You might be allergic to peanuts, right? Pretty common allergy. First few times you eat them, you might get mild rash. You might get some hives. The fifth time you eat it, you might have a full-blown anaphylactic reaction that requires an injection of epinephrine, or else you might die. So what he's going to have you do, no matter where you're at with your number of exposures, mix the stuff together that you're allergic to and consume it. This actually could kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, at the very least it's going to make you sick. So you actually, if you're doing this method, he's calling it a biohack. Calling it a biohack. It's a possible one of these biohacks. Where are people getting this term? Biohack. It's like this keto hack stuff these other guys have. In fact, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Here's some people he could cross-market with. And they can make kits for this. Wait till someone dies and they get sued, though. But that aside, so what you do, he then has people, after they've done this already dangerous thing that it has a chance it might kill you, it's going to make you sick no matter what, best case, worst case, it's going to kill you. Then he has them wait so much time and then pee in a cup and then create a sterilized mixture and do an intramuscular injection of this urine in their butt cheek. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb, and here's the scary part. The people who follow this guy are already retarded. They're already retarded. If you can convince someone that drinking a stick of butter first thing in the morning is not only healthy and will improve your health, will help you lose fat, you already know we're dealing with the lowest common denominator. Right? You're dealing with stupid people already. So you know a big segment of his followers might actually be stupid enough to try this. You know, because they've been told, well, you know, you've got to eat fat to burn fat. No, man, you have to create a caloric deficit to burn fat. It's not really that relevant what you ate to get there. But, you know, I digress. This is how stupid the people are who follow him. They might be dumb enough to do this. This might actually improve the overall intelligence of the gene pool now that I think about it. Maybe this guy's a genius. Maybe he's trying to kill off the stupid people in our society. Like, either he's a total psychopath with no conscience, he's a complete moron, or he's a mad genius and this is his plan, his eugenics program to kill off mentally retarded people in our society. Well, not that type of retard, but you know, because people who are that handicapped aren't going to be following his advice and can't afford products and stuff. But just kill off kind of the dumber people. That could be what he's trying to do. It makes sense in its own sick way, I suppose. But, you know, the thing is, That's what this guy's advocating. So he's gone from drinking butter to creating an allergic reaction within yourself, taking the urine from it and injecting your own urine. Now, because he's got all these biohacks and all these other people have these keto hacks coming out, maybe he could get together with Brandon Carter, Mike Rashid, Pocket Liner, I remember his Pocket Liner, and they could create a keto urine injection kit. I mean, Mark might be right on top of that. I mean, because we already know Mark knows a lot about injecting stuff. I mean, actually, so does Rashid. You know, actually, so does Brandon Carter. They might be able to market this together and maybe sell it directly through Tiger Fitness. I don't know. This could be onto something. Although Bulletproof might be a bigger company. I don't know. Is Bulletproof bigger than Tiger Fitness already? I'd have to research it. But this is the sort of stuff they could all go in together and do. You know, these people in marketing, guys, no conscience at all. People marketing stuff in this health and fitness industry, they don't have a conscience. It's pretty clear at this point. They don't give a shit who they hurt, as long as they can make a profit. Am I right? You guys need to think about that when you buy products from any of these people that you're putting in your body. You need to think about the ethics that they seem to have with a lot of this stuff. You honestly think they really care if you die from their product after they already got your money? These aren't the most ethical people in the world we're dealing with. But yeah, I think they should all team up together. They could sell this as one big keto biohack together. The sheer stupidity. But then again, we already know the guy's got stupid ass followers if they're going to drink this Bulletproof coffee. I mean, again, to actually be convinced by someone, if you've studied even the most rudimentary aspects of nutrition, for someone to convince you that even as a ketogenic diet follower, that drinking a big stick of butter in your coffee is actually a viable and good way to do your diet, all right? We already have some pretty naive and gullible people at this point who are lacking some critical thinking skills. So it's not going to be a surprise if a bunch of his followers actually try this. Again, no ethics among these people, none at all. They sleep like babies at night. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.